Top Gun Options traders and investors. Matt Buckley, call sign Whiz, the primary model portfolio manager here at TGO with your Friday market wrap up for wealth creation investing. And what a week it's been, folks. As we talked about last week, it was a rally on low volume, right? It was kind of a relief rally, and the president was out of town, and so was Congress. So the market had an excuse to rally because the folks in Washington couldn't screw the market up. Now they're back in town, and really, folks, fiscal cliff discussions haven't started in earnest, and based on the reports yesterday, we're in for a world of hurt here. Why? Timmy Geithner, who's taken point on the fiscal cliff discussions for the White House, and obviously the same Timmy Geithner who couldn't pay his taxes and is himself a tax cheat. The opening offer from the president, Mitch McConnell, the Senate Minority Leader, openly laughed. Mr. Obama, instead of the $800 billion in new taxes, wants $1.6 trillion in new taxes, and didn't even mention the word entitlements, not even entertaining spending cuts. So this is going to get uglier, folks. And a lot of folks here at Top Gun Options and Wealth Creation with Options really, thank God we have our sales positioned for this, because a lot of people really aren't ready for what's going to happen. I'm going to tell you that, yeah, and exactly. Some folks today, I think this was Mitch McConnell as well, or Lindsey Graham, said the president ought to be embarrassed. And Senator Sessions from Alabama, Geithner's secret offer, a fantasy. So if you think this fiscal cliff thing's going to work itself out nicely between now and the end of the year over the next couple weeks, I got a bridge to tell you. It's going to get ugly, folks. And I honestly believe, I want you to pay attention here, I honestly believe the president wants to go over the fiscal cliff. I'll let that sink in for a second. Here's why. First of all, he wants the revenue. It's pure and simple. He kind of needs the revenue. He also is done campaigning. He just had his last campaign. And as he told House Leader Boehner the first time he won, I won, meaning essentially shut up and kind of just do everything I'm telling you to do. Of course, Republicans didn't do that and rolled over, or didn't roll over, and this is kind of where we are. Now, establishment Republicans, in my opinion, are setting themselves up to be Charlie Brown with Lucy, with the president playing the role of Lucy. Sure. We're going to raise revenue now by raising taxes, and I promise down the road we'll get to entitlement reform. And if establishment Republicans fall for that, they're done. They're done as a party, and they've given up all credibility in my mind, folks. We really have to take a look at entitlement reform. It's just, this whole discussion is destroying the fabric of our nation. We've become a nation of people who just kind of put their hand out and want somebody else to pay for it, and eventually we're going to run out of that. So, interesting reports today that really aren't getting too much play in the media, but I certainly care about them. Core PCE, the price index, but these two really were important to me at Wealth Creation with Options and Top Gun Options. Personal spending went down. Personal income has gone down. And I've called this, folks, because last time we saw personal income go down and spending go up. And I said, I'm a simple former Navy fighter pilot and a political science major, so I'm not good at rocket surgery. But if people are making less money, they're not going to be spending too much for much longer. And that's, in fact, what we're starting to see here. And a couple of my bearish positions on retailers are finally starting to come around here today. But again, and this is a lesson to all traders, not just my traders in Top Gun Options or Wealth Creation with Options, but you have to have patience. If you have a strategic mindset that you believe is sound, you do not react to tactical reports from the front, which usually are wrong. You wait for the battle space, the picture to develop before you make any radical changes. So, for example, I've had some bearish positions on A&F, Abercrombie and Fitch, that are going to start coming in line here, because as fiscal cliff discussions start getting in earnest, people are going to take notice. Because I really don't think mom and pop have paid any attention to this. They're going to start paying attention to it here shortly, especially when they realize that on January 1st, even a middle class, family of, call it four, making $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a year, they're going to pay $3,800 in taxes next year, more. That's gone, folks. That's lost income. That's money you're just donating to Uncle Sammy, who can't get their fiscal house in order. So once people start realizing that, their pocketbooks, their wallets are going to stay seized up in their pockets, and they're not going to spend. Employers are going to be laying off more people. Employers are already. I spent the week in Regina, Saskatchewan, and also Bloomington, Minnesota, working with two companies. And I got to tell you, folks, traveling around the United States, helping companies develop strategic business plans and get their sales rigged for this environment. To a company, they're starting to get employees under 30 hours, so they don't have to get. Fall under Obamacare. Folks, it's ugly. And thank God I have a lot of bearish positions or neutral positions in my portfolio and not believe in the hype of these rallies. So be careful out there, folks. Definitely come and give us a test flight here at Top Gun Options. Go to topgunoptions.com/TA/L or TA-LTB. That's our trade alert and live trade brief trial, 14-day trial. Give us a test flight, folks. But this is absolutely the best time to be trading options because the volatility is going to start swinging all over the place here, folks. It's going to increase. We're going to get some sort of resolution, I think. And in the mightiest of Washington traditions, it's going to be a kick the can down the road and maybe 6 months to a year. So we might see a market rally in January, February, and I'm starting to set positions up appropriately for that. But come Q2, just as take a look at a chart of the SPX for the past 3 years, folks. Let's pull that up real quick. Chart of the SPX for the past 3 years, and you can see January, February, we end up coming out of the gate and rallying like you read about in Coming Out of the Gate magazine, right? There you go. 2010, there January, February. 2011, January, February. And 2012, January, February. And then what happens right around Q2? Reality starts to set in. Everybody realizes that those rosy predictions that they came out with in January were kind of bogus, and reality sets in. So if we kick this can down the road, January, February might see a rally, and then when that can lands, it's going to be an oil drum by then. When that thing lands with a thud, where we're really going to have to address these issues, about the same time that happens, we're going to see Q2 pullback in the market, in my opinion. So get ready. I'm having a blast trading this market because I love shucking and jiving with what's going on. If you're not having a blast trading this market, I think you're doing something wrong. So come see how we do it. Go to topgunoptions.com/TA-LTB. See how we do it, and give us a test flight because. It's starting to get really ugly here, folks. And I don't have too much time to cover the rest of my strategic mindset about the Middle East and what's going on in Europe with Greece. That's just the math does not work out with Greece, and that thing's gonna implode as well. So stand by, folks. It's about to get interesting, and when things get interesting, things can potentially be very, very, very profitable for us as options traders. Okay, so happy hunting. Make sure you hedge. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you for our Monday market outlook.